Fight for faith. We've been following this story all week. There's a Christmas controversy brewing again this year. Atheists are targeting Christians with billboards like this one that say, "Make Christmas great again. Skip church."
Well, here to weigh in on this is Taya Kyle. She is a Fox News contributor and the widow of American sniper Navy SEAL Chris Kyle. Good morning, Taya.
Good morning.
So what do you think about that billboard?
I mean, it's attention getting, which is what they want.
Right.
And they have the freedom of speech, freedom of religion or no religion. That's what makes our country great. But I do think it's a little bit ridiculous. I mean, what's the point of telling people to get rid of something that we know brings a lot of joy and goodness to a lot of people?
Sure.
I mean, it doesn't have to be for them. Nobody said they have to do it. But why encourage people to walk away from something that can be life-saving, soul-saving, encouraging, hopefulness? I don't understand that.
Yeah, it brings comfort to a lot of people, and yet people like Nick Fish, who was on our program yesterday, they're trying to get that message out there to get across their message, which is this.
What we're doing is reaching out to people in these communities who feel pressure to go to church, who maybe don't believe in the religious component of things. We want people to know in these communities who feel alone that they're not.
He said people feel pressured to go to church. The people I know who go to church go because it makes them feel good.
Yeah, I don't know who's pressuring people to go to church. I'm not seeing a big movement of people feeling pressured and scared and walking into church afraid of what they have to do. He may feel pressure. You know, I think we all have that void in our heart that is only filled by God. And maybe that's what he's talking about. Maybe he's experienced pressure and he's resisting it. I don't know. I don't know him. But I do think we have to look at the motivation of people because we get a lot of messages. We've all heard about false news stories. We've all heard about different messages that aren't based in truth. And I think this is kind of another one of those things that we have to question the source and feel like, what is their motivation for telling me that?
It's hard to believe that Americans or individuals can walk through this life, and there are miracles that happen all the time around us. Even looking at a tree or looking at a baby when your baby is born, how anyone could not believe in God, it just baffles me. But do you think the church has failed those people? Because have we done a bad job as a church not sharing the love of Christ or whatever God you worship?
No, I mean, I always am going to come back to it's up to people. It's up to individuals like you and I. And I think if we're living the Spirit and we're sharing the joy that we feel in our hearts, that word does get out and there's a ripple effect. And I kind of shy away from anything that's an organization's responsibility. So I don't feel it's the churches. I don't feel it's the governments. I feel it's people like you and me. And we don't have to, I don't think, do a hard sell or a big push either. I just think we have to live it, love people, take care of people on a personal level. And we reach people that way by caring for each other. And I think they see Christ through us. And I think that motivates them on a very organic level instead of having it shoved down their throat or putting messaging and billboards in their face. Personally, that's not the way I think.
Look, they only buy the billboards this time of year, so we will do this story to get the conversation started, and we're having a good one, aren't we?
That's true. Yeah, that's a very good point.
All right. Taya, thank you very much for traveling to New York to be with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks.